Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with all the news after week 16 in year number 6 of our Columbus Aviators franchise, where the Aviators picked up their 4th loss of the season. It was not a good return from Tyson Russell, clearly a bit rusty from his injury that he just returned from, and things don't get any easier. We are lucky to get Tyson Russell back with a few games to warm back up before the playoffs, but if he continues to play like that, we could be in some trouble and might be forced to go back to Matt Scott. Right now, I just want to chalk it up to rust, like I said, but it is something to think about as we get ready for a Week 17 matchup against the San Diego Chargers. Another really good team here. They are currently 10-5 on the season. We are 11-4. So if they beat us in this matchup, they actually have a spot ahead of us for the playoffs, which means if there's another team ahead of us, we could be looking at a wild card game, something we definitely would like to avoid, but it might be something that has to happen. I don't know. We'll see as we go through the news this week. Let's go ahead and get into some scouting here. We've scouted most of the players that I feel like we are really interested in, but we'll continue to look around, see if we can find some more steals. I'm really excited to find out that there is a new scouting system for the new Madden. Definitely looks like it's going to make things a lot more difficult in the scouting game, which I think is needed. I think it's a bit too easy right now. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. This guy right here, maybe. Not bad for a 4th round pick. He doesn't really fit our defense, though. I'm trying to find those 3-4 nose tackle kind of guys that could really help us out. I'm not sure that we have a whole lot of them there. We could always move over an end, too, if we feel like they are big enough. A lot of these guys do have significant size. I mean, 6'6", nearly 300. Not bad, especially for, I mean, this guy's 3'11", only 6'4", but some big guys that we could plug in. Worst case scenario, we might be okay anyway. We do still have a lot of players that we quite like. I'll scroll down a little bit. Another B-plus guy. All right. Middle linebacker, see what we can do. I mean, obviously missing Avery Williamson definitely hurt us this season. I don't think there's any doubt about it that it plays a factor into the game. Not having one of your leaders out there on the field. So if he's an injury risk, it's something we have to look at and potentially getting more. What do you mean? I've already unlocked it. I have not unlocked it, and I'd like to unlock it. Dang it, game. All right, we'll go ahead and scout Antoine Jones instead. The other guy might be good, though, but I'm never going to know. Anyway, so let's go ahead. Let's check out the injury report here, see if we are dealing with anything, and then see if the Chargers are dealing with anything. Obviously, we know about Williamson. We know about Boswell. Brady Rogers is actually okay now, but we had already put him on the IR to make room for another signing, and then Omari Gordon out for 2 weeks. So, again, this bye week could come into play with an injury like this, and Bakari Boswell. I mean, one less week we have to go without him, which he is a key member of the return game. So it is something to think about. Chargers, though, are dealing with a slew of injuries, including 3 of their, they're just banged up. Eric Weddle, Keenan Allen, Chris Haynes, Dustin Gilbert, and Dominique Easley. 5 very, very good players right there. They're also missing Morgan Moses. They are really banged up right here. Haynes is done, as well as Easley. He is done as well. Keenan Allen is pretty much done too, isn't he? If they make the Super Bowl, he might be back. But otherwise, that's not happening. Eric Weddle will be back in 3 weeks, but he's going to miss some time in the playoffs. I mean, boy, you got to feel bad for the Chargers. And they're still putting together a really good record, but that is tough to deal with. They are missing a lot of very good players there. Let's go ahead and check out their depth chart, see what they are working with for this game, because again, they do still have a very good record, and they are led by a 3rd-year pro out of Clemson, Artie Bell, a guy that we have seen quite a few times. Garrett Grayson is going to be his backup at running back, Melvin Gordon and Amir Abdullah. So a lot of speed there at fullback, Lonnie Pryor. At wide receiver, Jaquante Rhodes, still a really good player here. A great number 2 option, a decent number 1 option. Obviously, he's not Keenan Allen, but, you know, still a good receiver. They also have DJ Cunningham in his 2nd year out of Memphis, Deshaun Jackson, and Connor Hopkins. So, despite the injury to Keenan Allen, they do still have some guys that can make some plays here, but it shows how deadly their lineup could have been with Keenan Allen there. At tight end, Justin Fernandez, 93 overall, and Andrew Corliss. So a lot of weapons still remain in this offense. Moses going out is going to force Tyrone Duncan to come over from right tackle, but this might have been a move that they made anyway. He's still a better left tackle than Moses is. We'll have to see who they have playing at right tackle. Bowling at left guard, Chris Watt at center, Josh Klein. So a really good offensive line here. And they do have a rookie, Narcisse, here at right tackle. So really the injury to their offensive line, not incredibly significant. They recovered from it pretty well. In a pretty solid offensive line. Their defensive line is very good too. This is a pretty deep team to be able to recover from their injuries this way. Rashard Riley, we know how good he is. We have seen him in action before. Again, the injury to Gilbert here, not a huge blow. They do have Rashawn Lee, but they also have Trevathan, obviously a great player. A lot of talent on this roster. Definitely one of the best teams we've seen. However, at cornerback, they are struggling, and this could very well be their downfall against a team like the Aviators. We rely so heavily on our pass attack, and I don't know that they have any corners that can cover any of our guys. Now, typically, the Chargers have some great safeties to kind of mask it as much as safeties can, but you know, Eric Weddle is injured, forcing AC Graves, a 69 overall, to play here. And then they do have an injury at strong safety too. However, Morgan Burnett is a solid backup that can cover a bit. But overall, this secondary is pretty brutal. And they don't have any injuries at corner to my knowledge. So this is just what they've been rolling with all year. They've been getting away with it. Their record's very solid still. But I don't know if they're going to get away with that against Curtis Harden, against Sean Sutton, Dorial Green-Beckham. I think that is where we are going to have a big advantage over this Chargers team. And again, this could be a very, very important matchup. You know, we are fighting for a playoff spot still, fighting for that first round bye, which could come in handy. It could be very key, especially with some of the other injuries that we have. Let's look at the standings really quick, see what we got going on here. Not too worried about the NFL. Let's look at the AFC. So if we lose this game, the Browns win, and then the Chargers win, we could very easily find ourselves in a wild card matchup. Luckily, I mean, that's not even guaranteed. We might still be ahead of the Browns here. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I feel like we'll be okay after seeing their secondary, but who knows? Who knows? A lot of interesting battles still to go down for this last playoff spot in both conferences here. Again, I mean, you just see the Cowboys, Redskins, and Eagles all at 9-6. It's not going to work out to where every team can get in, especially when one of the wild card spots is already taken by the Bears or the Packers here. Going to be an interesting battle to finish things out here in both conferences, really. So a lot of stuff going down. I'm really looking forward to them adding back the game timeline in the Madden 17 game where they show the scores of other games. I worded that completely wrong, but you guys knew what I meant, I think, maybe. Bryant for the Saints here, 16 catches, 242 yards, and a touchdown. Barrington, 11 tackles and an interception. Preston Brown, 10 tackles, 3 interceptions at middle linebacker. And then Osweiler, 29 of 37, 6 passing touchdowns. He had an interception as well. And then one last time, we are going to look at the MVP race. 1 week to go. Russell Wilson still in the lead here. Josh Broussard coming in at 2. Blake Bortles 3. James Gomez at number 4. Max Austin 5. Teddy Bridgewater 6. Brody Jennings at number 7. Marcus Mariota coming in at number 8. 98 overall. Nate Keller at 9. And Demetrius Pearson at number 10. It's going to be interesting. Week 17, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button if you did. And I will see you guys in Week 17 as the Aviators take on the San Diego Chargers. Later.